When residents walk by these spaces again, they see a place full of happy memories and opportunity, instead of passing by without a second thought. There are countless ways to invent new experiences in these everyday spaces. Of course, for these events to be successful, they need to be funded, planned, and advertised. Getting the word out is easy. With flyers, posters, signs, emails, social media, and word of mouth, you can reach all generations. Planning and funding are not so straightforward. The potential stakeholders, government entities, design teams, community groups, and private developers involved will be different for every community, and it isn't easily planned for. So, it is really up to them to work together and figure out who is funding and who is planning these events. Before diving into community discussions, it's a good idea to start with site analysis. Understanding the physical and social characteristics of the site allows the design team to work with the community from a place of knowledge, making it easier to empathize with the residents and to suggest new ideas. Now, it's time to start an open dialogue between the design team and the community. Community meetings are a great first step. Designers can explain this process and open the floor for comments. Hosting community charrettes generates many ideas and allows for more personal interactions between residents and the design team. On-site community meetings let people show the designers specific spaces they have concerns or ideas for. It can be easier to discuss what is right in front of everyone rather than sitting in a room. Crowdsourcing methods can also be used to gather people's desires for future spaces. One example is the sticker campaign, where participants identify spaces by placing stickers around site and writing what they want to see in that space. Social media acts like a virtual sticker, with people identifying spaces through posting photos, comments, and using geolocation. By combining data gathered from crowdsourcing activities with public commentary from community meetings, the design team can identify the area to focus on for the design. Comments are also used in the next phase to develop temporary design spaces. Throughout these interactions with the community, the design team can identify individuals and interest groups that can act as a sort of community liaison, relaying information and attending meetings alongside the design team and other involved parties. Instead of designing something permanent from the information gathered, this phase uses comments and crowdsourcing data to create temporary spaces. Designers and volunteers work together, adding elements that respond to the desires of the community and new ideas from the design team. The design team observes these spaces over time, seeing how people use and adjust the setup to make it their own. Elements can be abstract, interactive, or even provide a service. During these setups, the designers also talk with the community to see how they use the spaces and what they like and don't like about the different aspects of the installations. Community involvement doesn't stop when it's time to design. Starting with a series of community charrettes and meetings, some initial plans begin to take shape. These plans are a result of the voices of the community in Phase 2 and the discoveries from the temporary installations in Phase 3. A few conceptual plans may be generated, which are then refined by the design team and brought back to the community for readjustment. Eventually, the concepts are narrowed down to a single design. As the design team continues refining the design, they periodically update the community on their progress. Once the plan has moved through all the stages of design, it's time for construction. While the design is being built, experts can be brought in to train volunteers on how to maintain their new space. Teaching things like pruning trees and encouraging residents to pick up trash eases the burden of maintenance later on.